Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Nate Need.
Hello. Welcome to another edition of the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit about search engine optimization, in particular link building for e-commerce related websites. And when it comes to e-commerce, we've worked with quite a number of clients in the e-commerce realm. There are some different nuances and some quite a few similarities to how you would build links to just kind of a standard WordPress or Joomla site or Drupal site. There are some nuanced differences, but the standard practice is very, very similar. So strategy-wise, it's similar, but the nuances to understand can be very helpful. So first, what we're going to do in this podcast is go through some of the best practices, and then once we do, we'll talk about a few of the nuances as it relates to using a CMS like Shopify or BigCommerce. So online marketing for e-commerce websites and content marketing for them is very similar to what you would do for just kind of a standard services-based website. It's all about content and consistent quality on-site content that would bring people to the website. Linkable content resources are still important when you're running an e-commerce business. The only difference is that those resources are you're going to try to match user intent with a conversion. So a conversion on an e-commerce website, especially let's say you're selling a product that's $20 to $50 or even less than that amount. The conversions are they're a little more easier to procure than someone that's running a consulting business website, but you're still going to have to match user intent for what someone might be searching for. So let's say you're selling sweaters, orange sweaters, and you have an article about orange sweaters. Well, unlike marketing, you're not going to say the ultimate guide to orange sweaters. It's just not going to work like that. It's not going to match user intent in most cases. And so you're going to want to use workarounds. And a lot of the times those workarounds will be used to capture top of the funnel leads that you can then drip to later. So a pop-up that says, hey, subscribe to get 20% off the next time you come to our site. Because a lot of the blog type and on-site blog type content is not converting content because it's not directly related to searcher intent, and it's not bottom of the funnel short tail keywords that people are paying for. One great way to do link building for e-commerce websites is to work with influencers. Even influencers who are doing great things on Instagram and Twitter, even though those links are no fault, a lot of times those folks will have access to and do run their own websites that have higher authority, that have lots of followers and traffic. So you're getting more than just the links, you're getting the actual human eyeballs, the human visitors that are actually going to be paying customers at some point. Number 4 on the list here is guest blog. So yes, guest blogging is as old as the internet and a tactic that has been spurned by many, but it still works within reason, and doing it in a very white hat way is another great way for e-commerce businesses to really scale up their link building. A few items to note, and a few things to avoid when it comes to link building for e-commerce businesses. E-commerce businesses absolutely need deep links. You've got product pages, specific product pages that people might be searching for. You need to be building deep links to those pages. You're going to want to target high authority publishers. If you're not targeting those, it's probably going to hurt you more than help you. So you're going to want to look for high domain authority, high domain rating, and then also diversify your anchor text. So if you're not diversifying your anchor text and building links that are natural, that's also going to come back to hurt you. So if you use the example of orange sweaters, you're selling orange sweaters and all you do is link using anchor text orange sweaters, not going to help you much. If you're adding value but only doing it in a self-serving way, that's not going to come across real well and do well for your conversions. When it gets down to the brass tacks of actually building links to an e-commerce site, we'll just use Shopify as an example. We have a number of clients that are on the Shopify content management system. Shopify, for instance, they have the way their URLs are structured is they have a lot of canonicalization going on. If you have a lot of different categories that you're putting different products on. So if there are a lot of SKUs in a Shopify store, it's going to be important to find the non-canonicalized version and link to that when you're building links for your site. Otherwise, it does pass the link equity, but the canonicalized version is going to obscure and not give Google the right information. So when you're manually building links or at least promoting them, make sure you promote it to the right category or the head category, as the case may be. Second to that is you're going to want to build most of your links to content that's relevant to a natural link profile. And when I say that, I mean product pages. It's very rare to get a huge number of links to your product pages vis-a-vis your actual blog and article pages. It's more natural to have links to your blog and article pages. So as you build those links, take that into consideration that your link profile should be more heavily weighted toward articles and pillar content that you're creating that provides value rather than your actual product pages. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast, and we hope to see you again and have your feedback.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.